10 p.m. Red and blue lights flash in your rearview mirror. Your heart pounds. You're a law-abiding citizen. You're licensed to carry, and your firearm is secured exactly as the law requires. But the officer approaching your window doesn't know that. He sees a silhouette in a dark car. You reach for your wallet and registration just as you've done 100 times before. But what if that simple, innocent movement is misinterpreted? What if that split second becomes the moment of threat that changes your life forever? Until recently, the courts might only have cared about that single moment. But a silent earthquake has just shaken the foundations of American law. A 9-0 unanimous Supreme Court decision has changed the rules of engagement. The question is no longer just what happened in that split second. The question is now, what did the officer do leading up to that moment? In this video, we move beyond the headlines of the Barnes versus Felix ruling. This isn't a legal theory class. This is a practical survival guide. I will give you the 5 specific actionable steps you must take during a traffic stop to protect your life, your liberty, and your Second and Fourth Amendment rights under this new legal landscape. What you learn in the next 10 minutes could be the most important legal knowledge you ever acquire as a gun owner. Before we get to the 5 steps, let's be crystal clear on why the battlefield has changed. The Supreme Court, in Barnes versus Felix, threw out the moment of threat doctrine. This was the rule that many lower courts used to justify police action. It meant that if an officer felt threatened in a single instant, their use of force was often deemed justified, regardless of what they did to create or escalate the situation. Think about that. An officer could make a series of bad decisions, misunderstand your legal actions, and create a tense situation. But as long as they could claim to feel threatened in the final 2 seconds, their actions could be excused. The Supreme Court, in a rare 9-0 unanimous decision, said, "No more." They replaced it with the totality of the circumstances standard. This means courts must now look at the entire interaction, every decision, every command, every action from the very beginning of the encounter is now relevant. This is a monumental victory for police accountability and for the rights of every citizen, especially legally armed ones. This ruling gives you a new shield, but only if you know how to use it. Your actions and words during an encounter are now part of an official legal record in a way they never were before. So, let's get into it. The lights are flashing, the officer is at your window. What do you do? The 5 steps, your survival script. Step 1, control the environment. Be the de-escalator. Remember, the totality of the circumstances begins the moment you see those lights. Your first actions set the stage for everything that follows. Before the officer even leaves their vehicle, you must take control of the nonverbal narrative. First, pull over safely and quickly. Find a well-lit area if possible. This shows cooperation. Second, turn off your engine, turn off your radio, and, this is critical, turn on your interior dome light. An officer approaching a car at night is walking into the unknown. A lit cabin removes that threat. It tells them you have nothing to hide. Third, place both of your hands on the steering wheel at the 10 and 2 o'clock positions and keep them there. This is the universal sign of non-aggression. Why does this matter now more than ever? Because under the Barnes ruling, a court can now ask, did the citizen take every reasonable step to show they were not a threat? By controlling the environment, you are creating the first piece of evidence in your favor. You are establishing yourself as the reasonable, cooperative party in the totality of the circumstances. You are not just a driver, you are the director of a safe scene. Step 2, the duty to inform and the verbal script. This is where most encounters go wrong. Depending on your state, you may have a duty to inform the officer that you are carrying a firearm, but even if you don't, how you communicate this is paramount. Do not say, "I have a gun." That phrase triggers an immediate fight-or-flight response. It's perceived as a threat. Instead, you need a script that communicates compliance, respect, and legality, all in one sentence. Memorize this. Officer, I want to inform you that I am a licensed and concealed carry permit holder, and my firearm is located Give the specific location, e.g. on my right hip. Let's break down why this script is your legal armor. Officer, I want to inform you. This language is respectful and non-confrontational. It establishes a cooperative tone. I am a licensed and concealed carry permit holder. You are immediately identifying yourself as a law-abiding citizen, not a criminal. You are stating your legal status, and my firearm is located. You are telling them where the potential threat is, which allows them to maintain control without needing to guess. After you deliver this line, your next words are just as important. How would you like me to proceed? This question does two things. It reinforces your compliance, and it places the procedural responsibility back onto the officer. You are following their lead. In a courtroom analyzing the totality of the circumstances, your use of this precise, de-escalating script versus a panicked, I have a gun, could be the difference between a justified use of force and a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. Step 3. Embrace silence. Minimize movement. Once you have informed the officer and asked for instructions, your next job is to do two things. Nothing and nothing. Do not fidget. Do not look around nervously. Do not offer additional information or start a conversation about your day. Keep your hands on the wheel and your mouth shut until you are given a direct command or asked a question. Why is silence so powerful? Because in a high-stress situation, anything you say can be misinterpreted. An innocent question like, "What's the problem, officer?" can be perceived as confrontational. Explanations or justifications can sound like nervousness or deception. Your movements are just as critical. The officer is trained to watch your hands. Every movement you make is being analyzed as a potential threat. Reaching for the glove box, adjusting your jacket, or shifting in your seat can all trigger a defensive reaction. Under the totality of the circumstances standard, a court will review the officer's justification for their actions. If the record shows you remained calm, silent, and still, it becomes much harder for an officer to argue that you were behaving erratically or threateningly. You are removing any possible excuse for escalation. You are demonstrating perfect, rational control, which stands in stark contrast to any potential overreaction from law enforcement. Your silence isn't passive. It's a powerful, active legal defense. Step 4. Become a human camera. Verbalize your actions. This step is the most advanced, and it is designed specifically for the new legal world created by Barnes v. Felix. If and when the officer gives you a command that requires you to move, you will calmly and clearly narrate your actions before you perform them. You are creating your own audio record of the event in real time. Think of it as being your own witness. Let's run through the scenarios. If the officer says, "Let me see your license and registration," you respond, "Officer, my wallet is in my back right pocket, and my registration is in the glove box. My hands are on the wheel. Please tell me how you want me to get them for you." If they instruct you to retrieve them, you narrate every move. "Okay, I am now slowly moving my right hand from the steering wheel to my back pocket to get my wallet. My wallet is out. I am now placing it on the dashboard. I am returning my hand to the steering wheel. Okay, I am now reaching with my right hand to open the glove box." Why is this a legal masterstroke? The totality of the circumstances is all about context and interpretation. By verbalizing your actions, you eliminate the possibility of misinterpretation. You are making your intent crystal clear. There is no ambiguity. You are showing that every move is deliberate, compliant, and non-threatening. If this encounter ever ends up on a dashcam video presented to a jury, your calm, clear narration of compliance will be the most powerful evidence you have. You are not just a subject in the video, you are the narrator of your own innocence. Step 5. The post-encounter protocol. Document everything. Once the traffic stop is over and the officer has left, your legal work has just begun. Do not just drive home and forget about it. Your memory is fallible, and the adrenaline from the encounter can cloud your recollection of key details. Your immediate next action is to pull over into a safe location, like a well-lit parking lot. Take out your phone or a notepad and document everything. This is not an emotional diary. This is an evidence log. Write down the time and date of the stop, the exact location, the officer's name and badge number, the patrol car number, and most importantly, a detailed chronological account of the entire interaction. Write down what the officer said and what you said. Document every command, every movement, and the tone of the encounter. Be as factual and objective as possible. Why is this non-negotiable? Because an officer's report might be written hours later, and it will be written from their perspective to justify their actions. Your contemporaneous notes, written immediately after the event, are an incredibly powerful piece of evidence. In a legal dispute, this document can be used to refresh your memory and challenge inconsistencies in the official report. Under the totality of the circumstances, your detailed record helps reconstruct the entire timeline from your perspective, ensuring that crucial details leading up to the use of force are not forgotten or ignored. The Supreme Court's 9-0 ruling in Barnes v. Felix has handed a powerful shield to every law-abiding gun owner in America. It demands accountability. It demands context. It forces the legal system to look beyond a single chaotic moment and examine the full picture. But this shield is not automatic. It must be actively wielded. These 5 steps, controlling the environment, using the verbal script, embracing silence, narrating your actions, and documenting everything, are not just suggestions. They are a disciplined strategy. They are how you build a case for your own innocence, brick by brick, from the moment you see flashing lights in your mirror. They are how you provide the context the Supreme Court now requires. Your Second Amendment right is only as strong as your ability to defend it in a real-world encounter. And that defense begins with knowledge and discipline. Here at Second Amendment Sentinel, our mission is to provide you with that knowledge. We are your frontline report in this ongoing fight. So here's what I want you to do. First, share this video. Every gun owner you know needs to understand these 5 steps. Second, drop a comment below. Which of these steps was new to you? Finally, and most importantly, subscribe to Second Amendment Sentinel and hit the notification bell. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay protected.